A lot of buyers are super curious to understand how the offer process works, and it's really important to be well educated before going down that road. So let's talk about it. When submitting an offer, it's important to indicate all of the relevant terms. This includes things like the offer price, the closing date, and what contingencies you are including. Contingencies are conditions that must be met in order for the sale to go through. The most common contingencies include financing and inspection. A financing contingency protects you in the unlikely event that you are unable to ultimately qualify for the loan. The inspection contingency allows you to examine the property with a licensed inspector to understand if there are any material elements or conditions about the home that cause you to decide not to move forward with the offer. By having these contingencies attached to your offer, it protects you and allows you to back out without any penalty. Once your offer is accepted, it sets in motion several events. The first key milestone is for you to deposit your earnest money. Just like it sounds, your earnest money is your good faith show of your intent to move forward with this transaction. In this market, earnest money tends to be between 2 and 5%. Meanwhile, your loan officer is hard at work, continuing to process your loan and working to get the appraisal scheduled. The appraisal is an important part of the purchase and sale process. Your lender wants to make sure that the home is worth what you agreed to pay for it. Depending on how the market is behaving, you may choose to be more aggressive with your offer terms. For example, if there is a lot of interest in a property, you may be wise to conduct a pre-inspection. This allows you to inspect the property prior to writing an offer on it so that you do not have to include that contingency as part of your offer. When it comes to financing, in a competitive marketplace, we are seeing more buyers choose to work with lenders who can get their file entirely underwritten in advance of writing the offer. In this case, if your risk tolerance allows, you may choose to waive the protection of your financing contingency altogether because your lender has already fully underwritten your loan and is attesting to the fact of their ability to fund you on the purchase of the house. Ultimately, it's my job to help you understand the current market dynamics and to craft an offer that makes sense for you, one that honors your financial capability as well as your risk tolerance. Once we are past inspection and appraisal, there's really not a lot left for you to do. In fact, at this point, the majority of the work is between your lender and the title and escrow company. They'll be working together to prepare the final paperwork for you to sign. Your signing appointment actually tends to happen a couple of days before the closing date. On that day, you will sign a boatload of papers and you will either wire transfer or bring a certified check to cover the balance of your down payment and closing costs. Some buyers assume that on the day of signing, especially since they're bringing a big fat check, that they'll get their keys on that day. But actually, key exchange doesn't happen until the transaction is recorded with the county, which will happen on the closing day.